Our independence is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of the African continent. That's the speech of Kwame Nkrumah, a voice full of power and hope, echoing from the birth of a new nation. Fast forward to today, and you'll see a very different Ghana. It's a nation of vibrant city streets and gleaming office buildings, but also one of traffic jams and tough challenges in the countryside. So, what happened to Nkrumah's grand vision for an industrialist, self-sufficient Ghana? Was it just a forgotten dream, or is it still the blueprint for the future? His name is everywhere, on statues, on the money. A constant reminder of a promise made when freedom was new. But when you look closely at Ghana today, a nation with so much potential, still fighting familiar battles, you have to wonder.
Is the legacy of Kwame Nkrumah shaping Ghana?
Let's find out.
Section 1. The Visionary in a Time of Change.
To get Ghana, you first have to get Kwame Nkrumah. He wasn't just a political leader, he was an idea. A force of nature who took the hopes of a whole continent on his shoulders. He studied in the United States, soaking up the ideas of Pan-African thinkers like W.E.B.
Du Bois and Marcus Garvey.
He saw how power and money worked and came back home to the British colony of the Gold Coast with a fire in his belly. The challenge he faced was huge. He inherited a country whose economy was built for one thing: to serve its colonial master. Think of it like a house built with all its plumbing leading outwards. Designed only to drain resources away, not to supply its own rooms. People were subjects, not citizens. Nkrumah's plan wasn't just to fly a new flag. It was to completely rewire the country's DNA. He had a vision built on three massive pillars: rapid industrialization for economic freedom, mass education to empower his people, and a united Africa to secure the continent's future. It was an incredibly ambitious plan. For him, political independence was just step one. The real prize was economic and social freedom. But did his blueprint actually work? Section 2, The Industrial Dream, From Akasambo to Economic Reality. At the very heart of Nkrumah's economic dream was one bold goal: self-sufficiency. He was dead set on breaking Ghana out of the old colonial cycle. It was like being a farmer who grows cocoa beans, sells them for pennies, and then has to buy back expensive chocolate bars made from those same beans. Nkrumah wanted Ghana to build its own chocolate factory. If you are enjoying this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's continue. His strategy was state-led industrialization. A massive development plan meant to rocket Ghana into the modern age. The crown jewel of this plan was the Akasambo Dam. This wasn't just a power plant, it was a symbol. Built between 1961 and 1965, this massive feat of engineering harnessed the Volta River, creating what was then the largest man-made lake on Earth. It was built to power Ghana's homes and, most importantly, its new factories. It was a statement of what a free African nation could do. And it worked. Factories started popping up, making everything from shoes to canned food. The fishing village of Tema was reborn as a modern industrial harbor, proof of his grand design. Decades later, that industrial dream is a mixed bag. The Akasambo Dam is still the backbone of Ghana's power grid, providing a huge chunk of the nation's electricity. It's a real, lasting success story and a direct fulfillment of Nkrumah's vision. But the bigger industrial dream has struggled. After Nkrumah was overthrown in a 1966 coup, many of the state-owned factories collapsed. Like young saplings trying to grow in the shadows of giant established trees, they were unable to compete with cheaper imports. Section 3, The Educational Foundation, A Nation of Scholars. Nkrumah knew that factories and dams were nothing without educated people to run them. He famously said, "The black man is capable of managing his own affairs." And for him, education was the key to unlocking that potential. Before he came to power, after a century of British rule, Ghana had only a handful of secondary schools. Under Nkrumah, the government built hundreds of new schools, opening up education to everyone. He pushed for world-class universities like the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology (NUST), which was created to be an engine of innovation. The mission was clear: to raise a new generation of Ghanaian doctors, engineers, and scientists who could build and run their own country without colonial help. Today, you can still feel the spirit of that vision. Ghana continues to invest in education, and the government's free senior high school policy, rolled out in 2017, feels like a modern version of Nkrumah's promise to expand access to all. And it's worked. Enrollment numbers have jumped. But there are serious challenges. The quality of education is like a garden where some plants get rich soil and sunlight, while others are left on rocky ground in the shade. Classrooms are often overcrowded, and there's a shortage of trained teachers and basic resources. There's a real worry that the curriculum isn't giving students the skills they need for today's job market. It's like being given a key for a lock that was changed years ago. So while literacy rates are way up, deep inequalities are still there. The foundation Nkrumah laid is strong, but the work of building on it is far from over.
Section 4. The ultimate goal, a united Africa.
For Nkrumah, Ghana's independence was never the end goal. It was just the beginning of a much bigger, deeper ambition: the political and economic unification of the entire African continent. This was the heart of his Pan-Africanist philosophy. He saw the continent's small nations as single twigs, easily snapped one by one. But bundled together, he believed they would be unbreakable. This was his defense against what he called neocolonialism, the risk that Africa would stay weak and open to foreign exploitation. He dreamed of a United States of Africa, with one government, one economy, and a joint military. Maybe he is looking down on us with a smile on his face, after what is transpiring. Ghana became the center of this movement, and Nkrumah poured money and support into liberation movements all over the continent. He was absolutely passionate about this cause, seeing it as the only way for Africa to claim its rightful place in the world. Today, Nkrumah's ultimate dream of a single African state hasn't come true yet, but we are close. The continent is still politically divided, but it would be a mistake to call his Pan-African vision a failure. The Organization of African Unity, which he helped create, grew into today's African Union. And in a direct nod to his legacy, the headquarters of the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA, is in Accra, Ghana. This initiative aims to create a single market for goods and services, like building economic bridges connecting every nation on the continent. His ideas continue to inspire new generations of young Africans who are frustrated with economic hardship and political division, and who see his call for unity as more urgent than ever. Today, we have a new president with the same vision and philosophy, fighting for that change.
So, is Kwame Nkrumah legacy still relevant?
The answer is a loud, complicated yes. His legacy is a paradox, a story of both incredible success and bitter disappointment. You can see the physical monuments to his vision everywhere. The Akosombo Dam still powers the country. The universities he built still educate their future leaders. His words about African unity are still quoted in political debates today. But the deeper change he fought for, a truly industrialist economy and united continent, is still an unfinished project. Some Ghanaians call his legacy a stump of a tree, a powerful foundation that was cut down before it could reach its full height. But maybe it is rising again with a new generation.
HIS Vision ISNT a Forgotten Dream.
It's the blueprint that Ghana still measures itself against. The biggest debates in Ghana today, about foreign debt, economic policy, and Africa's place in the world, are all shaped by the questions Nkrumah asked more than 60 years ago. He is the ghost in the machine of Ghana's national story. His work is unfinished, and his promise remains a powerful challenge for the generations that have followed. But what do you think? Is Nkrumah's vision an old-fashioned idea? Or is it the key to unlocking a better future for Ghana and Africa? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this video insightful, be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more deep dives into African history and politics.